Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from January 2nd to the 8th, and we are officially in the 2023 planner, which is very exciting. I feel like it took me so long to catch up, and it also is weird because I feel like I was in my 2022 planner for not that long, just because when did I even get into it? Sometime over the summer, but we are caught up, which feels really good. And I don't want to jinx it, but we're almost caught up with videos, and then I'll just be a normal one video a week person, which will be lovely. But until then, we're still behind, clearly, because today is January 25th, and so we're 2 weeks behind, but that's okay, because that's much better than a year. I was like a year behind, so yeah, not a big deal. But anyway, I mentioned it somewhere at some point, but I ended up getting the Sadie Stickers planner for 2023 because it honestly was just, I don't even want to say like cost efficient, because all of this size planner were generally the same price. But this one was like, at least for the price, it was the cheapest, if not almost the cheapest, and had exactly the layout I wanted. It's not even a complaint, but my only thing to mention about this planner is that there's not as much space for the bottom washi as I would have liked. I do prefer a little gap at the bottom, and you will see me sort of confused when I get down there, but in my perfect world, this planner would have everything shifted up about half an inch, or even just like a quarter of an inch, just so I have a little bit of a gap at the bottom, because if you just put your bottom washi on like normal, it will be flush with the very bottom of the page, which I don't love necessarily. So that's my only thing, but I can't complain too much. Also, I am hoping that I don't sound too disgusting. I'm sorry, I don't know what I have. It's not the flu, it's not COVID, but whatever it is right now is very like an upper respiratory disgusting thing, and I can't shake it. Last night I was up for an extra hour. Like, I was in bed, but I was awake for an hour just choking and coughing until my eyes were watering. It was terrible. I don't know, other than that, I feel completely fine. I feel great, but I can't shake it, whatever it is. And I already did this voiceover before, and then had a huge coughing fit and accidentally deleted the entire chunk that I had. So if there's any weird cuts or whatever, you know why. I almost choked to death. That is why. As far as this week goes, the kit I'm using is from Scribble Prints Co., and I believe it's called Movie Night, which was very fitting for this week because my boyfriend and I watched a few movies, including one that we were very excited to see. It had been on our list for a really long time, and we finally had the time to sit down and watch it, and we actually tried watching it in theaters, but the timing never worked with my work schedule, so we didn't get to do that. But that's okay, because honestly, I loved not really going anywhere this week. I got a lot done, and we did do some social activities, but everything was low key. So yeah, just a lovely, calm week. Much needed. As far as my sidebar goes this week, I can't remember. I think I accidentally ripped a box. I think I was planning on doing 4 boxes again on my sidebar, but one ripped, or finally there was a box that was underwhelming enough for me to leave it out. I can't remember, but I'm sure you'll see. So I did have space to put 2 half boxes. One of the things I decided to mark was let's get physical, because of course, in a very cliche manner, I got back into a little bit of physical activity this week. Nothing wild, nothing insane. I did my first workout this week and went on a couple walks. That's it. I'm a very all or nothing person when it comes to physical fitness, and I'm trying not to be like that because it always shoots me in the face. It just never works out. I always just quit because I put too much pressure on myself. And then the other thing I marked was that it was time to get shit done, because it was. I had a lot to do, and it was all little stuff that I didn't feel like doing, but I did it. So anyway, on to the day by day, starting with Monday. The first thing I marked was that I slept until 11:30. I had off this day because New Year's Day fell on a Sunday, so that was really nice. It's also another reason why I was okay with sleeping all Sunday, because I knew it wasn't like my last day of freedom. Under that, I marked that I did Joe's dishes. Again, even though they're not my responsibility, I am at his place a lot and they make me very anxious. I really despise dishes in the sink, and he doesn't have a dishwasher and he's not going to do them. So if I want them gone, I need to do it myself. Then I went to Target and I was very frustrated because they were out of everything I needed, and I went there for specific groceries and because I needed cat litter, and they were completely out of the cat litter I like, as well as the groceries I needed. So like they did have my yogurt, but I could only get one of the flavor I like, and they were buy one get one 50% off, because the other one left was expired. They were 1,000% out of cream cheese, so that was cool. Like they were just, please, if you work at Target, let me know the best day to go for a fully stocked experience. And you know what? It might have also just been the holiday now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, very annoying. And the main reason we went all the way out to this Target, we went to a Target out in like a suburb of Philadelphia, was because we were going to go to Ruby Tuesday because they had buy one, get one free ribs. So we called the Ruby Tuesday and they were out of ribs. They were completely sold out of ribs. So we went all the way out to this specific Ruby Tuesday to go to this Target, and they were out, and we ended up having to go back to the one in Philadelphia anyway. So then we called that Ruby Tuesday and found out that they also no longer do 2 sides with the full rack. They used to do 2 sides for a full rack and 1 side for a half. No, they might have even done 2 sides for a half rack. Can't remember now because I only got it once, but I believe regardless, they got rid of their 2 sides. And it's just really frustrating. I know it's just the way of the world right now, but they got rid of the buy one, get one free, entrees. This is like the first time in months. They changed it to buy one, get one for $3. They also raised the price of the ribs and got rid of one of the sides. It's like, do one or the other. Don't do both. So that just put like a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, and then the ribs that we got were puny. There was barely any meat on them. So it's just like, is it even worth it? Like, yes, I love them. They're one of my favorite foods, but they're taking away like half of the reason I like them. So I don't know, just very disappointing. And then we watched House of the Dragon. Still a little bit underwhelmed by that show, but it's good enough to keep watching. I did one of the many colorful animal puzzles that I had received for my birthday. And then the final thing for Monday was that I was feeling anxious because I had to go into the office the next day, which, despise. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that it was an in-office day. Gag, of course. It's never as bad as I think it's going to be, but it's also like I never know how my drive is going to be. I never know how the parking is going to be. It's just a lot of little things that make me anxious. And I believe that my boss was back this day, so I wasn't going to be alone in the office. And I just thrive when I'm alone. I just feel so much, I just feel so much more comfortable when I'm by myself making phone calls than when someone can hear me. I can't perform. Oh my God. I'm going to have to cut so many times because, oh my God, I'm disgusting. All right. Under that, I marked that it was a rainy day, and I walked to both UPS and FedEx on my break because I had some items I needed to return, and I just really wanted my returns done with. So I forced myself to go on my break. I don't want to have to go on my free time, especially since like I'm in the middle of the city. There's a million UPSs and a million FedExes at my fingertips. So like, why would I wait until I have to walk 20 or 30 minutes to get to one? You know, like that's just silly. So I went on my break. Then under that, I marked that Joe and I went on a walk, because this was like my first time doing any type of physical activities in a very long time. And I was huffing and puffing like an asthmatic smoker, even though we walked a total of like a mile and a half, not even. We ended up walking to CVS where I had some, like, what are they called? Extra care bucks or whatever. And so I bought a cookie dough Milky Way, and then I ended up leaving it at the store because I wasn't thinking straight. I was tired, just whatever. So that was a whole thing, but at least I got my walk in, and Joe ended up driving back to the CVS to get the Milky Way, so whatever. And I think the Milky Way cost like 10 cents or something. No, I would have just left it, but he went to get it. I offered sucking it up and going to see Avatar in theaters because he really wanted to see it, but it's so funny, like I am constantly complaining about how tired I am because of work and waking up early and stuff, and he like wants me to suck it up, which I do, but not to throw him under the bus. He had been out all day like shopping and mainly shopping. He went into the city, the center city to shop, and it wore him out, and so he didn't feel like going to the movies. So I just thought it was funny, like, okay, I'm at work all day, got up at 7 a.m, you went shopping this afternoon for a couple hours and you're knocked out. Like, so I think I deserve a little credit, but doesn't matter. I'm just being sassy about it. Instead, we rewatched the Avatar from 2009. I don't like Avatar. I'm going to say it right now. I don't know if that's like an unpopular opinion. I've seen it 3 times now. It is so boring to me, but I was happy to watch it because I knew that I wouldn't have to pay attention and I could do another puzzle. So I did another like 1,000. This might have been the 1,000 piece. There were 2,000 piece puzzles in the 10 set that I got. So I did one of the puzzles and ended up staying up way, way, way too late, like till like midnight or 1 a.m. doing this puzzle because I just can't stop. I love it. But yeah, so we only watched about like half of the movie because it's so long. And he was actually like, yeah, this isn't as good as I remember it. Definitely did not age very well. So, but that's what we did. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked was that I had to, rush home, and I ended up being much later than I wanted to be. I'm not technically late for work until after 9 p.m., but I like starting at 8 so I can be done at 5. And there was so much traffic, and a major road closed on my way home from my boyfriend's that this is a 10-minute drive. It took me 20 minutes. It was doubled because of the traffic, and that just, yeah. And then the first thing I got home, Brad broke one of my vases and knocked a bunch of stuff down. He almost broke a lamp. He knocked down a bunch of my puzzles from the top of my bookshelf. He managed to pull out 2 of my books that were tucked in the top shelf of my bookshelf. He managed to pull them out and throw them on the floor. I came home to a mess. And he bent one of the shelves. I don't know how he did it, but I was enraged. So then I just marked that I was pissed, tired, and had to work. Oh, and now he's screaming. Can you hear him scream? He's ruining my voiceover now, as if the cough wasn't bad enough. Then I marked that this was my first workout in months. I think I just did a 20-minute full body workout this day. I worked on my scary puzzle that's under my area rug right now, and then I put shit away and did a voiceover. Thursday, the first thing I marked was that I was just way too tired for this, and I used a drama queen sticker because I am being very dramatic. Everybody wakes up for work. I'm not special, but I can't go to bed on time. I suck. I marked that I worked. Then I can't remember what it was, but there was I'll keep it to myself. There was an issue with my roommate, but we ended up talking it out, and she was it's one of those things where she didn't know how to do something, and I thought she was just being lazy about it. And then once I explained to her how to do it, she was like, wow, I've been doing it wrong my whole life. I feel like such an idiot. And everything was totally fine. Then I just marked that this job is sucking out my soul. It's really not that bad. I'm being insanely dramatic, but it's just not for me. Then I had dinner plans with Joe, one of my friends, and her boyfriend, Joe, who I hadn't met yet. And we went to this place called Monk's, and it was really good. I got a salad with grilled chicken and fries on the side. It was perfect. And we talked for a really long time, and her boyfriend's really nice. So good time. Then Joe and I came back to my place. I made a chai tea latte for him and hot chocolate for me, and we watched the MTV Challenge. Moving on to Friday, I marked that I just couldn't get up because, again, like, this was the one night that we did go out, and it was still really chill. Like, we didn't drive that far. We just ate food and talked, and I think we left at like 10. So I got to bed by like midnight, which is still too late, but whatever. Then I had work, and this is my shorter day. And then I used another Drama Queen sticker because I am usually done at 3 on Friday. But when I typed in my time, I was missing a half an hour. And I realized since I had Monday off, I couldn't work overtime and get my extra 30 minutes. So I just need to keep that in mind for next time. If I want to get off at 3 p.m. on a Friday, like a 4-day weekend, I have to work an extra hour on Tuesday instead of an extra half hour Monday and Tuesday, if that makes sense. So I got off at 3:30 instead of 3 on Friday. Then I walked 1 mile just to get a little bit of physical activity in. Again, not trying to be too hard on myself. Then I worked on my puzzle from hell again, and then turned on some Metro Station to give me some energy, and like completely put everything away that was left from Christmas that I had to put away. Moving on to Saturday, I marked that I slept in. I finished another puzzle at Joe's place. I believe I went to his place after cleaning up at mine. I just didn't mark it because I didn't have space. And then we drove out to see a couple of his friends, and we took my car, and I was able to fill up at a really cheap price. I think it was like $3.15, which was great. And then it was so nice. I was going to just like drop him off and then go run a bunch of errands and then meet them up later for pizza. But they were like, oh no, we'll go with you. So everybody came, and I got all of my errands done. It was so nice of them. It was so nice of everybody to come with me. And then Joe was also able to run an errand. He needed to get something from Kohl's or whatever. Then we got some pizza, and then we just sat around and talked. So again, even though it was a social thing, it was a very easy breezy, like not strenuous. Finally, moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked was that I slept in. I did yet another puzzle because I can't help myself. It's also really nice working on puzzles that are doable other than the one that's under my area rug haunting me. I mailed a package. I had to drop stuff home, like because I got a bunch of groceries Saturday night and I didn't want to deal with that come Monday. And then we finally watched The Menu, which was so good. It was between The Menu and Triangle of Sadness, and we picked The Menu because it was shorter and I did have to go to work the next day. So that was that. And then we pigged out on snacks. We made popcorn. I didn't have a Red Bull. I did, but earlier in the day. We made popcorn, hot chocolate, ate chips, ate candy. Like, it was just not good. It wasn't good, but whatever. It was really fun and just, I don't know. I needed it. But then, of course, now that, again, I have a normal work schedule, Sunday night is very scary. And I was really anxious because, again, Monday was going to be my in-office day. So, yeah, that is everything for this plan with me. If I forgot to cut out any of the coughing, I do apologize. There was just a lot. And I am still not the most careful of editors. So, yeah, but thank you so much for watching, especially if you stayed till the end. Excuse me, just holding it in. And I will see you in the next one.